So by now, I guess most of you know how this works. I show you some news clips about the country in question.
Breaking news out of Pakistan.
There's a crisis in U.S.-Pakistani relations.
Mixed messaging coming from Pakistan.
Pakistan, settle your own problems.
World leaders are urging Pakistan and India to take some deep breaths.
And then I go there and see what it's like behind the headlines. But wait a second, I think this guy has some things to say.
There's one place once described as the world's most dangerous country that's offering up a pleasant surprise. Pakistan.
So should we see if we can find that pleasant surprise this man's talking about? I'm confident we're going to find something.
White paper. हमारे काम में खुश है पढ़ाई नौकरी पढ़ाई ये पान कैसे हैं
ये जो है ये
रिपोर्टिंग देंगे आप
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह
More of the Pakistan that I was expecting to see.
Everyone should come in Pakistan. There's nothing wrong with it. Wonderfully peaceful now.
Welcome back to Abbottabad, here up in the mountains in northern Pakistan. Today we are leaving the north. We've spent a bit of time here, met a lot of cool people, saw the nature, and we are going back down to the south. We're taking a domestic flight, and then we're going to explore some different regions along the coast of Karachi. So leaving this alpine climate up here, it's bittersweet because the mountains are beautiful, and the local settlements up in the snow-capped hills and things, like in the last video, we went and visited a local family. It's going to be cool to go back down to some warm weather and see the coastal life. We're flying into Karachi, which is a city of 20 million people or more. Definitely check out this hotel if you're in the area. Super clean, big hotel. They've been really kind to us. Etihad Hotel if you're in Abbottabad. Good hub for the mountains. Nice staff speaking English. Clean. Everything you need. Shukriya. Bye. Good luck. We just had our last coffee here in Abbottabad before we hit the road. But interesting fact, Abbottabad is actually the place where, allegedly Osama bin Laden was killed. A few of the locals have varying opinions if that's the case, but there is a strong military presence here, and you can see now I'm walking the streets. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Pakistan has one of the biggest militaries in the world, and they overcame the terrible situation with terrorism a decade or so ago, and now it's safe because of that military presence. But yeah, Bin Laden, this is the place, apparently. So we've been driving for an hour or so now. We're almost in Islamabad, but we've pulled over because I'm going to ask our driver for the last few days a few questions, because he's come from a remote village that we went to in the last video. Now he's living in the cities and created kind of a career for himself as a driver. Carmen, how did you come about leaving the village, and what made you want to leave the village?
गांव से शहर की तरफ जाने की वजह थी कि मेरे जो फादर थे
वो heart patient. He shifted to Lahore at a very young age because of his father's medical condition. So there weren't like enough medical facilities in the village or in the Abbottabad, so they had to shift to Lahore.
And Lahore is the second biggest
city in Pakistan, yeah. So they had to move for getting his operation done, and you know, all the medical facilities that they had to go through.
Is he grateful for the opportunities that's given him? Because we've met his cousin in the last video, and he says that he's struggling a little bit living in the villages. So is he happy now that he's gotten out of the village, he's got these opportunities? For example, now he's driving for us.
He's like, of course, it was better for us to move to Lahore, but it was always also very difficult for me and for my family to like leave our actual home and go to like far off place, like the place that we were born. So it was like really difficult for us to move to Lahore. But yeah, it was of course like it's better for us in terms of like we got more opportunities and facilities while living in the city.
His cousins and his nephews and things that we met yesterday, they're planning to leave their village. Does he think it's sad that there isn't enough income out in the villages and people have to move to cities?
So it's like, yeah, it's a little unfortunate that there's not like any stable source of income when you're living in a village. So like people also in my family, like if they have like their parents and their like siblings who can like look after the land and the cattle, so they decide to, one or two family members decide to go to the city to earn extra earnings so that they can support their family more better. But yeah, if you don't have anyone else left in the village, so it's kind of like sad, like there's no one left there.
So ultimately, he would like to live in the village, but he's simply not able because of the economics.
He thinks, yes, I ultimately want to live in the village, but I have not been able to earn to. So he's kind of not happy with the economic situation in Pakistan. He thinks like he's for the near future, he's planning to move abroad to another country to probably like do the same driving in another country, like to earn better living in that country.
And what about the village is preferable to him than living in a city? Why does he like to live in the village? Is it because of family or is there something else as well?
One of the main reasons why I'd like to live in my own village is like everything's pure, everything's natural, like from water to air to things that we eat, so it's all pure and natural. That's one of the main reasons why I'd like to live in village, because these are not available in the city.
What does he think can change the situation here so he doesn't have to go to somewhere else, that he can stay in his own country to work?
Yeah, so he thinks like government isn't supporting the locals here, so he'd like government to support people here, like in terms of income and, you know, job stability and providing jobs. So he doesn't think like it's like government isn't really supporting them, so that's why he'd like to, if they start supporting him, then like he'd like to stay here.
Those are the negatives of the current situation here. What are the positives?
People are kind of nice, they're cooperative, and they kind of like to live together in peace, you know. The one thing that I like the most about this place, it's like Islamic Republic, its majority are Muslims, it's an Islamic state. He likes the brotherhood among people and how they live with peace with each other.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Salam, gotta go. So touchdown in Karachi, nice flight there with Pakistan International Airlines. Now we're in the chaos of 20 million people again here in Karachi. So gonna have a walk around, and I thought I'd, as we explore a little bit of this neighborhood, could tell you a bit about prices. So $1 US equals roughly 155 Pakistani rupees. The taxi from the airport, which is an app called Karim, just similar to Uber. I recommend you use it if you're here. Not sponsored, but it's just what I've found to be one of the best apps here for ride sharing and things like that. Costs 516 rupees from the airport for about a half-an-hour drive. So ride sharing apps are very, very affordable here, and a great way to get around. You can also get motorbikes, ride on the back of people's motorbikes, but even cheaper than that. And it's also quite fun as well. So yeah, so that's transport. We also got a bus in the north. We paid around 300 rupees in the north to get between two cities, from Islamabad to Abbottabad, where I came from this morning. Check out this city, eh? Quite something. One of the biggest cities in the world. Also, if you want to, you can hire a driver for reasonable prices. Yesterday we hired a driver for the whole day for a normal car, and then we took a four-wheel drive truck up into the village all day for 7,000 rupees. That's including fuel and everything. The hotel I just checked into now, nice hotel, clean, new fittings and everything. Cost I believe $40 prayer time a night. So you can go cheaper with the accommodation if you want to. Just depends where you want to stay and, you know, the quality of the stay. I went for more the middle range kind of accommodation. You can also get food delivery service. I used Food Panda a few nights ago to deliver food to Shabazz and my friend that you've been seeing helping me translate. We got so much food, it was unbelievable. The delivery was free and it cost like less than $1 US for basically all you can eat. We got like chickpeas, rice, Shabazz got some chicken for less than $1 each. Like, it's pretty unbelievable. So yeah, today's obviously a bit more of a travel day, but I hope it gives you a glance of the country. Domestic travel. In the next video we're going to be hiring a driver and we're going to be driving to a remote area up the coast. Hopefully stop at some settlements on the way and meet some locals and see what life is like in the south, out of the city. And we're going to this location that we might get shut down filming. I've read up on it a little bit, not sure if they're going to allow us to film, but if they are, it'll be really cool. All we can do is try and see what happens. So yeah, just again a travel day vlog today, guys, so I will see you in the next video. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening and good night from Karachi here.